Hello, my dear brothers and sisters of astrology. Let us start this new journey of astrology learning. This is my first video, and this is the auspicious combination that we are trying to look at today. Yeah, as everybody already know about it, there's much going on the subject of 13 September 2020. Between 10:45 and 11:45 a.m. People have been listening to this and saying that, we are in the rarest generation because this kind of a placement happens only once every 250 years or 300 years maybe. That's something people have been discussing. But the general phenomenon that people accept is that this is very, very rare. Okay, so now let us try and decode how rare this combination is and about anything else. Because we are here called as Astro-Athenian, I am trying to present all the exact facts in that manner which would provide you some insight on actually analyze whether this is as auspicious as it is being propagated to be. Okay? Well then, let's get into the video. So we could know from the chart that this is the Scorpio Lagna. Okay? And definitely one part that is true about this auspicious timing is that your Jupiter is in the second house in its own sign, but along with Ketu, of course. So yeah, but this is a good thing. And on the other side, just to balance out and to amplify the good effect of the things, Mercury is sitting in its own sign plus the sign which happens to be its exaltation. Okay, so what does this actually mean is that somebody who's coming into life, or some thought or idea which is coming into life at this period of time, okay, so it is going to bring the more happiness into the family, okay, and because second house also denotes your voice, okay, something which is said or which the idea which starts between this 1 hour, or maybe for that matter whenever it's a Scorpio Lagna for this period at least, because Jupiter is in its own sign, it would obviously be sitting in Sagittarius. Okay, so your voice will be recognized. And guess what? Why is that? Because Sun is in the 10th house, which is nothing but the house of work, house of fame, everything that comes under work, fame, government, whatever. Okay, so, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is also one thing which is happening, that Jupiter is aspecting the Mars. And mind you, this is the Lagna Lord sitting in the 6th house of aggression, competitiveness, and both of them are very good and sitting in favorable positions. Okay, and not obviously seeing each other, but Jupiter is seeing Mars. Correct. Okay, so the only misconception here, my first place of doing this video was to let you know two things. One, this is not a 6, as people are telling it, 6 planets in favorable positions. It's not favorable, either own sign or exalted. So that is very, very good thing to have. Actually, the Vedic texts tell that if 3 or more planets are aligned when a person is born in the sky in their own signs, remember, own signs, then that person is going to become a king or kingly position. Is going to attain kingly position. Okay, but because today we are talking about this, it's not because it's just 3, but it is 6. And the misconception or some clarifications that people miss are only Jupiter and Mercury. Only Jupiter and Mercury are in good degrees to be able to do something. Okay. But if you see here, Moon and Saturn, obviously Saturn is the slowest moving planet. Okay. And Moon which is almost next to nothing degrees here. Okay. Even if you take, this is at 11:10. Okay. I was just trying to average out. Okay. But even if you take at 11:45, it should not be more than some 5 degrees. Okay. So which is which is like the mildest of effects of having the planet in its own sign. Okay. So you have to check also the degrees. And Saturn 1 degree is, I would recommend, you might get results of 50-50. Okay. The results of having Saturn in its own sign is only 50%, and the rest of the 50 is from, as if you have to think that Saturn is sitting with Jupiter in Ketu, okay, in Sagittarius, okay. But the thing with this kind of placement, I don't suggest that it is any wrong, but it is not as good as people are thinking about it. Okay. So, of course, Jupiter and Saturn in Jupiter's house, that would not, take away any power from Saturn, but that would just make, Jupiter the talking point of the conjunction. Okay, fine. So, you could call this a conjunction actually, because Jupiter is at 23 degrees and Saturn is at 1 degree, which means you can consider as Saturn here in some 29 degree, 50 minutes. Fine. That way it is a closer conjunction because it's at 6 degrees. Okay. Yeah. So coming to our point of Moon. Okay. Now we have to take this as 50% result of Moon being there, obviously, but the other 50% remains with Moon being in 8th house along with Rahu. Well, this is actually a pretty good thing to have, because of this, Moon and Rahu in one house makes, and that in the 8th house, which belongs to transformations and research. So this period is very good for research and very good. So obviously that is the reason why we are having this video. This is my first, and this idea of telling to people came from this, that maybe this planetary positions is quite beneficial for starting the research. Okay, so my dear brothers and sisters, that's it from my end for today. Okay, I think it's time to, but you know what? It's not as good or not as beneficial as people are marketing it to be. Okay, so it's just a small baby notification. It's just the PS. Okay, so don't give it too much importance. But yes, the planetary position right now is very favorable to the world, very favorable to the person who is trying to do something. Yeah, but it's a much hyped scenario. So you can maybe consider the fourth one. Okay, so it's like four planets in their own signs, which is not a bad thing at all. Okay, so as always, friends, do whatever you like. Keep researching, keep doing stuff, and as always, do what your gut says, do what your instinct says, and bye for now.